Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with, well, an interesting recording, an off-the-beaten-path repertoire sort of thing. Auvidis Valois. Remember them? They're now naive. There's all these French record labels had names, and when they merged and demerged, they joined names and took them apart again. But anyway, Auvidis Valois had in its catalog a really wonderful selection of off-the-beaten-path French repertoire. It would be great if the naive people would put together a big, juicy box of all of this stuff. They had Tournemire symphonies. They had, Lalo's Namuna. They had Alcan, chamber music, and other things. I mean, just very, very fine recordings, actually. And this was another one that I was just playing earlier today, and I just wanted to talk about it. Florent Schmitt, his Symphonie concertante for orchestra and piano. Note the clever title, because he doesn't say piano and orchestra, because it's a Symphonie concertante, so it's not quite a piano concerto. It's more a symphony with a piano solo obbligato. So he says orchestra and piano. And then the tone poem Réves, Dreams, which is Opus 65. He wrote a lot of music. The Symphonie concertante dates from 1931, Dreams from 1913, and it closes with an early work, Soirs, for orchestra, Evenings, Opus 5, which actually begins with dreaming. It has eight movements, En Rêvant, Spleen. Yes, it's the poem by what's his name? Gaiety, After Summer, Parfum Exotique. Ooh, yes. French composers always do Parfum Exotique. Debussy is in Iberia. The central movement is Les Parfums de la Nuit. I mean, really, it was probably a stench to la nuit in those days, but they make it sound so poetic, just lovely scents drifting through the evening, not like raw sewage and, well, never mind. And then we've got Surlande on the Wave, and an evening and an epilogue, and it's just lovely little miniatures. It's terrific music. Florent Schmitt was a Frankian, a post-Frankian, more a dandy Frankian, and he wrote dense, somewhat chromatic music. I mean, if you know his tone poem, The Tragedy of Salome, which is just fabulous, wonderful work, or the Psalm 150, you know what you're in for. He himself said, I like lots of notes. And the Symphonie concertante is full of notes. I mean, it really is orchestra and piano kind of at war with each other. It's just fistfuls of stuff going on. Really, really, really fun to listen to. His reputation sort of took a dive after the Second World War because he was a major supporter of the German cause, which, was not exactly the right side to be on. And so, there's a lot of controversy about that, of course. People who have revisionist views of what he really thought and how he handled, anti-Semitism and all that stuff. But we're not getting into that. We're just talking about the music. He wrote really a rich repertoire of juicy orchestral works. He's sort of like the English Arnold Bax. I wouldn't be surprised if he took vacations on the planet Baxia. He would have been absolutely perfect for it. But anyway, this is a wonderful performance of all of this music with Huseyin Sermet as the pianist. He's excellent. And he learned the piece, and it couldn't have been easy. I hope it was fun. Sounds like it was fun, but you never know. With the Monte Carlo Philharmonic under David Robertson in his youthful career. Very, very fine conductor, and it's well recorded, and it's just a joy. And it's, hugely out of print. Maybe you can still find it somewhere, or it's downloadable or streamable. I'm not sure. But it's fantastic music that's worth hearing, and there's a lot of it. I mean, boy, there was such a wonderful, wonderful period when all of this interesting repertoire was getting recorded, whether it was English or French or American or whatever, by these enterprising smaller labels. And, they've all been been sucked up by larger labels, and everything is who knows. Now it's just a big mess, and nobody knows where anything is. But if anyone out there is listening from naive, get all of that Auvidis Valois stuff and just put it in a box and issue it. It would be just marvelous, wouldn't it? I mean, don't you think? So you may want to give this a shot. If you can find it, keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.